Oh shit.
Never mind.
Okay.
Anyway,
Wow.
happy birthday, right off the bat.
Yeah.
You want to do this shit? Who's your boy, man? Who's our boy?
You tell me.
Davon St. Pierre.
You think he's French Canadian?
I don't know. Are you? Happy birthday, my man.
Happy birthday,
Also,
dude.
while we're doing the shout outs, I'd like to give a big shout out to Ken Lee,
Silk bag winner.
right in the background. He not only was one of our Silk bag winners, but he purchased a pair of our Samurai flip flops, which you can see him holding in the picture.
Yeah, they're.
Ken, use a bad mother, shut your mouth.
It's gonna be a long ass show.
Anyway,
Oh, and by the way, Jimmy's back.
he
Yeah,
is Jimmy.
I am here.
Everybody, don't get a boner and flip over your tables, because George did earlier.
Yeah.
USC
oh,
139.
Yeah.
Remember a couple weeks ago we said if you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
you
Time
probably
out. How
should
did how do you people not realize we did a 139 video? Like, there's multiple people who have said, when you gonna put your 139 up? Y'all should have done a video before the. Dude, we did. Y'all
did.
are slacking. That's what that means. Y'all
Yeah.
are not watching our shit enough, and y'all.
We're gonna have to send out bulletins with all our
Oh, stop.
hammer time.
For anyone that's here looking for a fight, just go the fuck away. You will not see any fight footage of UFC 139
Hammer
here.
time.
So stop. Don't waste your time leaving a comment. I don't want to hear shit about how we're gay or we don't know anything about MMA. Take your motherfucking mouse, hold it in your hand. It's one of these. And left click the back button right now. Go away.
Right.
Now.
Then go to your DirecTV, Comcast, or the Verizon provider and say, can I order that fight, bitches?
Yeah, because you missed a good one. Because
Yeah.
you will not. There's no fight footage here.
Yeah.
So don't waste your time with a comment. Don't bite. Don't pick. Just stop.
No, this is analysis and comment.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, with that being said,
Don't cry about the thumbnail either.
if you were not cheap and you saved your pennies, nickels, and dimes,
Stay.
and you purchased the UFC 139 card, you were probably very satisfied because
was.
that shit was fucking
I
crazy.
know Dana
Top to
White
bottom.
was.
Dude, it started.
Dana
going,
White was like fucking stroking his shit.
I'm gonna tell you
Oh,
what. You
shit.
know what? Dana
Whoa.
White's mad that this
Excuse
shit
me.
didn't happen on Fox.
Oh.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
if this fight card, this full fight card, was on Fox for free $3.99?
He would have been mad as shit.
Because get this, after the Fox thing, 8 million people supposedly tuned in to watch the Cain Velasquez fight. 5 million? As soon as it was off, they were off. So 5 million people just said, nah.
Yep, off done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's going to be his problem.
People
That's what
wanna
he's going to
see
run
fights.
into. Exactly.
yeah. People are going to want to see fights, and he's going to have to find ways to stretch it out, basically.
Well, stop
'cause-
showing one damn fight.
Yeah, but
Show
you
a
know
whole
what? It's really
card.
not his problem now. It's Fox.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah. Now, UFC 139 was a very
Wow.
eventful event. Does that sound right?
yes.
Eventful event.
And you know what?
Yes.
Your boy Brill, well, not Brills, your other boy, Bader.
Yeah.
Bader's making a comeback.
He
He's up and coming
totally
again.
redeemed himself.
Against the Brills, I believe.
Yes.
The up and coming Brills.
Well, now he's down and out Brills.
Yeah.
Bader
So what
looks
happens
good.
when you're not up and coming anymore?
You're out the door.
You're
And
down and out like Nick Nolte. Bye, see ya. Deuces, bitches.
so that was a good way to start the night. I mean,
Yes.
would we get four fights on Spike TV?
On Spike TV, yeah.
I mean, it was impressive.
It was, and they were all good. Actually, every fight tonight was a very good fight.
Well,
Okay, there were some. Maybe I
Well.
got a little carried
but
away.
let's go. Let's start off with the American Psycho. The man who is supposedly never can ever get fired, no matter what he does, and obviously Forrest can't get fired for anything, even though he did make a donation to a rape clinic or whatever the
He
fuck
was
they're
smart.
called.
I mean, and people took it out of context. Whatever, it's done and over with. Fuck it.
How do you take that out of context?
Well,
What
just 'cause
was
it
the context?
It was just.
Please
it's
explain
just-
to me
I
how
think like,
rape is the new missionary. What context does that shit in fit in?
Yeah, but it's how. I mean, I don't think he was saying being fucked up. You know what I mean? Like some people were. With the. I just don't think he. I think people took it out of context.
Okay.
Don't you, Jimmy?
Honestly, I was going to ask you guys because I've obviously missed that. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Unfortunately, Forrest Griffin, or fortunately, is one of the few people who actually Twitters for himself. Because it turns out a lot of these celebrities, their publicist tweets for him.
Right.
Well, he tweeted right before Sandusky found out that he has more poop on his dick than most gay folks.
God damn, ill man.
Turns out that Forrest Griffin wrote, "Rape is the new missionary," and then clicked send.
Meaning like it's so common.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the timing was unfortunate.
It just
with
was
that.
fucked up.
Right.
Why are you looking at me, man, like I'm Herman Cain and shit, all fucked up?
Talking about rape is common? Huh? Where do you live?
No, it's like
where's rape common?
It is getting so common. Like, you know, you're hearing about it a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's missionary, it's a more common.
I think Kevin's a priest.
It was definitely a controversial comment,
man.
that's for sure. Regardless of whether that happened at Penn State or not, that was still going to be a controversial comment. I mean, it's nothing I would have ever written, but.
Well, because Jimmy believes if you push back, it is not rape.
Right. Yeah.
Here's the other thing. We do not, under any circumstances, want to talk to Jimmy about rape. Oh. But now, back to the UFC 139 card.
Stephan Bonner versus Kyle Kingsbury.
Rape the win out of Kingsbury.
Huh?
No.
Yeah. It was a dominant performance by Stephan Bonner.
Well, yeah, I think Kingsbury just stunk up the joint. I mean, he was pretty bad. I mean, Stephan Bonner did look good though.
Yeah.
Stephan Bonner was aggressive, pressed the action, did the typical Stephan Bonner thing.
Yeah.
He even apologized to Josh Koscheck. For all you people who need the backstory on that, go somewhere else because you got mad at us when we deviate from what we're talking about. So
let's keep on with it. Martin Kampmann versus Rick Story. Now I had this all wrong. I had picked Rick Story for the upset. Martin Kampmann. Go ahead. Yeah, you got it right.
Let me just tell you, Martin Kampmann is a tough dude.
Yeah,
he is a tough motherfucker.
Let me tell you, if you want a good fight at 170, put the man on the card. He's going to give an exciting performance every time out, whether he wins or loses.
And he did. I mean, he won via split decision. At the beginning of the fight, Rick Story looked like he was setting the pace. He looked pretty dominant, and Martin Kampmann established some distance and changed that shit around pretty quickly.
Yes, sir.
You know, and he ended up making a lot of ground, enough ground to end up getting the split. Now, moving on to the more notable fight.
UFC 139 really started picking up the pace for me.
Yeah.
And this is the return of but Uriah Faber came back. Fighting against Brian Bowles. Both these guys have a history of breaking their hands and not looking good. And the winner of this gets to fight Dominic Cruz.
Right.
So now with the table set, how'd the fight go?
I mean, Faber defeated Bowles via guillotine. But I just think prior to that, it was complete domination by Uriah Faber. And just in my eyes, you know what I'm saying? I just thought that he really controlled the fight. He just was doing pretty much anything he wanted to at will. And, I mean, Bowles held in there, stayed in there for a while. But
to me, it was the first time in quite a few fights I've seen Uriah with look like motivation. I mean, he really came out determined.
He was
and
intense.
Motivated to win. It looked like he was hungry, and he had that hunger back.
He was. He looked really hungry, and he stayed on Bowles. Like, he never fucking let up on, Let
me tell you right now.
It just looked like he overwhelmed him.
If I was fighting a bantamweight, I'd be hungry, period. Those motherfuckers weigh 12 pounds?
Oh, I definitely want some peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Those two sawed-off Smurfs, fuck that.
More like some cupcakes.
Right, cupcakes. Yeah, I just fucked up some cupcakes. Lily McGilly, bitches.
Come on, man. Why are we doing a spot for them?
Huh?
Yeah, because I'm sure that they're watching this show.
Me and Lily go way back, son. Bondelay Silva.
Wait. I don't want to move on too quick.
Okay.
With the performance you just saw, we've already seen Faber fight Cruz once and lose, right? Yeah. And I think all three of us agreed that Faber did not do enough in that fight to beat the champ.
Right.
But we all think if there was a 6th round, Faber was starting to get to him at the end.
We did think that, yes.
So with all of that, and then what you saw tonight, I think when Faber meets him again, he's going to finish that fight. I think Faber's going to beat Cruz in the 3rd or 4th round.
Now, obviously styles make fights, and whoever you're going up against can determine the outcome of that fight. Bowles is a very different fighter than Dominic Cruz.
Oh, yes.
He's as not good of he's not as good of a fighter, obviously.
Not that elusive.
But if Faber can put on the performance and put on the pressure that he did, now it might be hard to do that with Cruz, but if he can do that, I think that he could win that fight.
He's got to go back to the tapes and find what was working in those later rounds,
right?
And try to apply that earlier.
Yeah, because I mean, if he has the first rounds like he did the first rounds with Dominic Cruz, that shit was a mess. I think it will just be the same thing again.
I think Faber's going to solve that puzzle, and I think Faber's going to be the bantamweight champ.
You think so?
That's what I think.
Well, let's see. Now, moving on to a middleweight bout that everybody was excited to see.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
It was funny. I just want to say before this that we kept saying fight of the night, fight of the night, fight of the night for all of these fights.
Right. As each passing fight, we're going, this is going to be fight of the night. Then the next fight, damn, this might be the fight of the night.
Yeah, this was definitely one that we were saying was fight. We thought potentially could be fight of the night.
Because Kung Lee is crazy.
Oh, my God.
He throws all kinds of crazy kicks.
Now,
why y'all?
Are we showing the real Kung Lee, or are we going to show Kung Lee? We're going to show the picture I found of Kung Lee.
Well, that wasn't Kung Lee. That was a long lost relative.
Man, that was Kung Lee.
Huh?
That's why Kung Lee's paid.
Actually, we have a picture of Kung Lee when he just woke up from a real bad nap. I don't know how George got his hands on it.
Man, that's Kung Lee.
Yeah.
We just found it. I don't know how the fuck.
I got
He's
people.
like TMZ.
Anyway, getting back. 20-mile zone, bitches. Anyway, get back to the Wanderlei Silva Kung Lee fight.
We all sat around in round 1 and we were trying to figure out why Wanderlei Silva was continuing to
my
let
God.
Tattoo spin kick him in the damn head.
Right, and the thing was, we're thinking, you know what? We're kind of like sitting there going, okay, here we go again with Wanderlei, you know? But somewhere along the way, Wanderlei just said, and it happened towards the end of the first round, and it continued right at the beginning of the second round, he fucking put it on him.
Right, he closed the distance because that's what you got to do with a guy who wants to throw all the spinning things.
Right.
Because they need
Spinning things.
Right.
That's what he was
Yeah, I
doing.
mean,
He
dude,
was like,
Man, he got all
This
kinds
shit-
of spinning things up in his arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, his shit was he watches The Matrix and he tries to apply that to MMA.
Right.
And
And
I'm
it
a-
works.
yeah. It worked until Wanderlei broke
Yeah.
his damn nose.
Yeah, oh, God.
Yeah.
That
If you
mug's
guys
nose,
didn't
I've seen noses
It-
break
it
and they
made
go
a right
left or
turn.
right. That thing went down and out.
see, it was like this,
It
then
was
cracked
running
over
it
here,
down and
cracked
out.
over there. You
It
know what I'm
did.
saying?
If Wanderlei threw him a pass right here.
Wanderlei hit him in the nose
With
and
a knee.
It was that knee.
A knee. Then he hit him one time with who knows which one broke his nose and which
Right.
one knocked his nose even farther over. I mean, because
I don't know how you two feel about it, and I'm cutting you off because
Right.
if I don't, I'll forget, and it happens.
Mm-hmm.
The only person I've seen in the ring who appears to not like getting hit as much as Kung Lee is Brock Lesnar. When Kung Lee got stuck in the first round, you could literally, as big as his eyes can get,
Yeah.
they got big, and then he was like, "Oh
But-
shit."
Yeah, but I mean, he got stuck a lot towards the end, and he hung
Well,
in there.
I think I agree. He definitely doesn't like to take a punch.
Right.
But also, I think the cut opened right above it, and that
Early.
was definitely bothering him.
Right,
in
it
the
was
first
fucking
round,
with him
was
because when he
bleeding
came
right
off
into
out of
his
the first
eye.
round, he was going like this. Then when he came out in the second round, you notice he didn't shy away from the punches as much. I don't know, but I mean, even though he lost the fight, he was holding on and had his hands clenched. And Joe Rogan even made the comment that he thought it might have been a little bit too quick of stoppage. I think I could agree with Joe Rogan on that, but I think we all knew what was about ready to happen.
Yeah,
He
I
was
mean,
just
it
been
looked
more
like
fucked
Kung
up.
Lee, Wanderlei had figured out
Yeah,
what to do. And
we had a person on Twitter who will remain nameless said, "Why did they stop the fight? Kung Lee was going for a single." Okay, I've wrestled and never in the history of neverdom have
Not
I been
never.
taught to do a single from all fours. That man was praying to whatever Buddha or whatever he believes
only
in
that,
to
he
make
was-
the fight stop.
yeah, I've never seen anybody do a single while licking the mat.
Right.
Yeah, that was not a
You
single
just
attempt.
don't do it like that.
No, that was
More
not
like
a
the
single
doggy
attempt.
style.
Yeah. Now,
Now, the main
and I'm
event.
just gonna put this out there. This next fight, easily right now for me, fight of the year.
It is
And this
definitely
card, this is card of the year.
Easily.
Yes, and we said it was going to be that 2 weeks ago. We
Yes,
said
we
it was going
did.
to be. Now,
I mean, I just want to say about this last fight is I've never really been yay or nay when it comes to Shogun, but let me tell you, I'll give that guy credit. I mean, he took punishment.
Shogun. The fight started with Dan Henderson coming out in the first round and dropping fucking
I mean, there
the
were
H-bomb.
H-bombs. There were so many H-bombs dropped there. I'm surprised the audience wasn't killed.
It was fucking crazy. He dropped Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and please don't take that out of context, but he dropped both those motherfuckers on
Yeah,
Shogun's face.
repeatedly.
And Shogun hung in there. And it was like, oh my God, this motherfucker's not dropping. You know? And then he pounded him, he beat him, he hit him, he caught him with not just rights, he caught him with lefts, flurries. The whole first round, he hung in there. Second round,
More the same.
more the same. You could say that Shogun kind of got in a couple shots, nothing crazy, but dominant.
He knocked Henderson down in the second.
He knocked him down, but you could have said he kind of hit him in the back of the head, and you don't know if it was a real true knockdown or if it was kind of a partial slip. Whatever the case was, Henderson came out of the second round way ahead again, and then in the third round,
Jimmy was screaming for the fight to be finished.
it looked.
I really thought it was going to be finished. I mean, to me, it was just unanswered punches.
There was a point in time where I'm like, how's Shogun holding on? He's still holding on to Henderson, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm dead serious. I was thinking Shogun could really get hurt bad. Like I was thinking bad. I was thinking this could be really fucked up for MMA because his face was already so fucked up, and Henderson was beating the shit out of him, but the guy would not fucking go away.
No.
And there was a good reason he didn't go away because he was not fucking hurt.
Right.
Because when fourth round.
What?
They came out for the fourth round.
when Henderson was giving him that flurry in the third round, I mean, he literally punched himself out. I mean,
Out of it.
He was
Henderson
gassed.
had nothing
He had
after the
nothing
third round.
left in the tank.
Nothing.
I mean, it took a lot for that flurry. I mean, it had to go on for 20 seconds or
Yeah.
30 seconds. I mean, he was just hitting it.
And I could see, I wouldn't have been mad if they stopped it because
Right.
I was looking at it going, all right, cool, well, this fight's over. But
Right.
I'm glad it didn't get stopped. And I mean, I hope nothing permanent has happened to Shogun because after that, dude, you fight on a rooftop. I'll go watch you fight.
Yeah, I mean,
that was amazing.
Yeah, that was.
What happened after the third round was quite amazing actually
Yeah.
because he
Shogun
turned
dominated the fourth and fifth.
He dominated the fourth. He started, Henderson hung in there at the beginning of the round, but by the end of the fourth round, Shogun was dominating him to the point where you're thinking, okay, he's going to catch Henderson. Henderson's so tired and wobbly right now, and he caught him with some good shots, and Henderson managed to hold on and came out, and you could see his corner just telling him, saying, you got to hold on. You'll get the decision on him. You got to hold on.
I can only imagine when Henderson's sitting in his corner in between the third and the fourth round.
Right.
He had to have looked at somebody and goes, what do I have to do to finish this guy? And at that point, his cornerman should be telling him, look, don't worry about finishing. Just finish the fight. Right. You got 10 more minutes. You got to hang in there. Don't get caught. Don't do anything stupid. Yeah. But you also have to look at Dan Henderson, 41 years old. He took some shots too.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's got a chin.
Yeah, he does.
And we've seen him get hit before.
Yeah.
But these two guys just blasted each other.
Was it in the fourth or fifth round where Shogun teed off on Dan Henderson, and we're all like, oh!
Yeah.
And Henderson kind of backed off with that crazy look on his face, kind of like...
And then he threw some,
it was just like he's like, I've been hit. Well, I was like, this. You look at that guy and you're like, you know what? This is a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, Dan Henderson was put on this planet to do exactly what he's doing, and I'm not kidding you.
Right. Yeah.
And this is what I mean between you dealing with somebody who is a fighter. This dude will fight you for a nickel bag and a fucking can of Coke.
Right. He really will.
I would not want to fight that guy like in a bar fight.
No.
He would just fight to the very end.
He really would. I mean, and both of those guys look like that tonight. I mean, the fifth round, Shogun just beat the hell out of
me
him.
personally. I had that round 10-8 and for Shogun. And the reason I say that, relax, Shogun had Dan Henderson in full mount at the 4-minute mark and never
let him up.
He never got up. So to me, if that's not, you can't dominate a guy in one round any more than that without finishing him.
Now, the thing I will say, and you don't look at, because Shogun was dominating him so much, and he had him literally, he mounted him. He had him mounted for literally close to 5 minutes. The thing that's kind of impressive, if you think about it, is Dan Henderson survived that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I thought at that point in time, did you think when he first got on top of him and started throwing, I said, Dan Henderson.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, you guys all know I'm a Dan Henderson fan, and there were times.
Really?
No.
There were times in the fourth and fifth round that I was genuinely concerned that he was going to lose the fight.
Right. Yeah. Genuinely. He tried.
That's
tried
an understatement.
He said he looked at us and he said genuinely, and it almost went into the lifetime phase. But he grabbed it and he pulled it back. Jimmy's been on a cruise, everybody.
Yeah,
how was it?
Oh, it was great. I mean, great to be away. I mean, obviously, I missed you guys, of course.
We missed you too, and so did the fans. Now back to Dan Henderson, damn it.
Yeah,
He's a beast.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Dan Henderson and Shogun both deserve a cruise after that.
They do.
Probably a 3-weeker.
Right, a cruise right to the dentist office. But
now, where does we were talking before?
Okay.
And I guess speaking of context,
right.
I'm not a humongous Dan Henderson fan. I respect, and by that, it doesn't mean I'm not taking anything away from him. He's
Everybody has their favorites.
He's a little one-dimensional for me.
Right.
But with that said, this obviously puts him, and to me, one more win away from fighting for the belt.
Right.
That's me, and that's what I think. I think Rashad should get the next one.
Right.
Whether it's against Machida or Jones, whoever holds the belt after that. And then, seriously, Dan Henderson, I don't give a shit who you fight. If he wins, let him fight for the belt.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, well, what if Hendo just takes off until that fight?
Right.
Meaning after the Evans fight.
Yeah, I mean, because in a sense, Evans has been not taken off, but he's fought, one time since he lost to Machida?
I mean, you figure that.
But because he's getting hurt, I mean, do you slide the other people? You got other fighters out there that are.
I got the perfect fight for Dan Henderson.
Who?
Phil Davis. Phil Davis was in line for a title shot. The winner of the Phil Davis-Rashad Evans was supposed to get a title shot, right?
And Phil Davis is hurt right
And Phil
now.
Davis is hurt. So when Phil Davis is back, let him fight Dan Henderson. The winner of that gets to fight for the belt.
My opinion is why don't let Rashad and Phil Davis fight? They're both coming off of injuries. It'd be a good matchup. It was supposed to be a matchup earlier. Let Henderson have the fucking.
Because one of them will bitch up.
Because to me,
that's a good chance
one of them won't make it.
From a purely fair standpoint and trying to put these guys in rankings and give them fights and such, I would agree with you. But from a marketing standpoint,
right?
Dan Henderson,
he'll get moved to the
right.
top.
I mean, not his age.
Dan Henderson against who?
He can't wait around against John Jones.
Well, I agree with you.
Provided that he wins.
Right. No. If he. But I mean, you don't think that would be a good provided John Jones wins?
Why?
Yeah,
just let him fight for the belt. Period.
Wins,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
To me, Dan Henderson will fight for the belt next.
Right. I agree with you. I think it's a good fight. He's been in the UFC. He's had numerous titles. He's beating people as of late.
And not only that, after tonight's fight, he's going to have even more fans.
Yeah, he is. Because, I mean, that was a good fucking fight, man.
I mean, and Shogun is too.
Yeah, both of them.
To me, even though Shogun lost, that was a win.
Now, let me tell you something else. There could easily be a Shogun Henderson, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that could happen. That could happen just like Machida and Shogun.
Now,
I mean,
using Tapology, and I think they're a little jaded with their 205 rankings. They have Henderson as 6. The people they have in front of them are Quentin Jackson. I'll argue with that with.
I was a huge Rampage fan, but that's one-dimensional too.
Yeah, I think Dan Henderson can beat Quentin.
Yeah, I would agree.
But he lost, right? He lost to Quentin.
Yeah, he did.
Sorry.
that was when he first came into the UFC.
Yeah,
you have Machida in front of Henderson, which I'm not going to argue with. I mean, Henderson has what, 2? I mean, Machida has 2 losses.
Right. I think that would be a good fight.
I wouldn't mind it. And then you have Rashad Evans and Shogun. So he just beat Shogun. And then, of course, you have the title holder. So, I mean.
Shogun was second?
Yeah. I mean, if Shogun is second,
going by,
okay, and you got Machida, who is in front of Henderson, okay, so you take out Machida. If you take out Machida and you take out. If John Jones was to win, you take out Machida, you take out Shogun, right? And then who are the other 2 that are left?
Rashad Evans. And Henderson.
And Henderson. Well,
and Quentin. He already beat Quentin.
He already beat. So it's only Evans in line. It would only be Evans.
Evans and Machida are the only 2 in the top 6 he hasn't beat.
Yeah. And if John Jones fights Machida next, so if he beats him, then
that leaves
Henderson open. Yeah. Henderson or Evans. But I mean, I would say Henderson.
Yeah. I mean, to me, just from a purely marketing standpoint and setting fights, Dan Henderson fights for the belt next.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I will just live with it.
I'm gonna see if Evans can get past Machida again.
Evans is just gonna get healthy and then fight the winner.
Right. Now, getting out.
Well, one other question. One other quick question. Could you see possibly Shogun cutting to 185 to fight, or do you think that he's fought his whole entire career at 205 and just gonna stay there? And if he did cut to 185, let me tell you, I would love to watch him fight Anderson Silva.
Man, Anderson Silva will fuck him up, man.
Okay, I'd still love to see the fight.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see it.
You want to talk about 2 big names that'll put fucking asses in seats?
Yeah.
What about if that fight was on a Brazil card?
Oh, it'd be great. It'd be great for about probably 25 seconds.
I don't know.
I mean, they go to the ground. It's going to be close. Standing up. Well, you're talking 6'3" now, 6'2", 6'3".
Well, I'll just say this. I mean, if he was to me, I know Anderson Silva's a great striker. Dan Henderson's more powerful.
Right.
And if he's taking those shots from Henderson,
I just look at Shogun fighting a very similar fighter. Like I see how he did with Henderson. Now I look at what he did, and Anderson Silva sometimes doesn't look like he hits that hard, but I saw him backpedaling and go like this and knock down Forrest Griffin, a big man. Like John Jones just went right through Shogun. Very similar styles. Throws the elbows, very lengthy, very crafty. I mean, I just think that it's not a good matchup for Shogun. Taking nothing away from Shogun because he definitely proved us tonight that the guy is fucking got this much hard. But I just think, like you said, styles make fights. I think I'd rather see Chael Sonnen fight Anderson Silva again. I think that's as much as I hate to say it.
Thankfully, you're gonna get to see that.
Yeah,
and I'm glad.
Yeah, I as much as I hate to say that, I think that's the best matchup for Anderson Silva right now.
Well, put it
because of the
this way,
style.
it's the toughest match.
It is. It's the style that does it. He's great at grabbing you and taking you to the ground, and that's what's always given Anderson Silva problems. If you stand up with Anderson Silva, you're going to be snoring. Now, can we get the fuck off in MMA?
Yes, sir.